Hello guys, and welcome back to another cold episode. On today's episode, we are back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, we are talking about Shiranui. Yes, Shiranui, that tier 1 meta threat in Duel Links that is now in, well, has been out for quite a while. Let's talk about it. As you can see, I'm also playing it with Eldlich, and the reason for this is because both of these archetypes are zombie, and both of these archetypes are kind of bad by themselves. I'm not gonna lie. But they pair really well together, and Eldlich is really good in a format with Max C. So let's go down the list in card by card. So first and foremost, we have the hand traps. We have triple Max C because this card is busted, and Ash, Blossom, and Joy Spring. This card is gotten from a bundle. You can get it at basically for free. This is also basically a free-to-play deck. The only things that you have to invest into are Eldlich or any other sort of archetype like that, or you could invest into other such traps like Solemn Judgment and the like. Most of the other traps, though, like Torrential Tribute, Dinomicious, all of that stuff, they're basically free to play, all rares, pretty easy to build. So if you don't want to play something like Eldlich, you can instead put in more traps. You could put in a few other cards as well, more hand traps and stuff like that. So very free to play friendly, I would say. This entire archetype, though, all of triple Solitaire, triple Spectral Sword, all of the these guys down here, the Shogun Saga and the Samurai Saga, are all gotten from the solo mode. So just check out solo mode and get anything from solo mode there. Just play the story there. Moving on to the actual Shiranui cards, we have Shiranui Spectral Sword. This card banishes from the graveyard in order to synchro summon a zombie type synchro monster. It's very good. We have Spirit Master, which when it's banished, you can pop a face-up card in the field. Also, on normal summon, you can special summon out one of your Shiranui cards, which is very nice. Solitaire is probably the best card in the deck. What it does is you tribute it in order to special summon a zombie type tuner with 0 defense from your deck. This can also get you Unizombie. Unizombie, this card right here, which is insanely good. If you have this card, play it. Otherwise, don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Moving on, we have the Shiranui Squire. This card is really solid. It is currently limited to 2 in Duel Links for a good reason. When it is normal summoned, you can target, or you can special summon a Spectral Sword, this guy, from the deck. There you go. Also, it locks you into zombies, which, again, doesn't matter in this deck. If this card is banished, you can draw a card and then discard a card, which is also very nice. Say, for example, you have a Spirit Master in your hand, or a, something that you want in the grave. You can just draw a card and then also discard that card. Very nice. Moving on, we also have our Samurai. This card is very good for like beating over problematic boss monsters. It boosts up to 2300, yeah, 2300, or 2400, something like that. And then it also banishes the monster after damage calculation. And if it's banished, you can target a Shiranui monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. It's okay, but not the greatest. Moving on, well, I forgot to mention this effect. If this card is banished, you can target one of your banished Shiranui monsters, except this card, or 2 if you have Shiranui Style Synthesis, and special summon them onto the field. Very nice effect. Moving on to the spells and traps for Shiranui, we have Shiranui Style Synthesis. This says you can, if you have control no monsters, you can send a card from your hand to the graveyard to activate one of these effects. You can target a zombie type monster in your graveyard and special summon it, or you can target one of your banished ones and return it to the graveyard. So it's okay, but it's not the greatest. All of your zombies do have 0 defense though, or at least all of your Shiranui ones. It's okay. I play it at 1. Occasionally it will come up with Solitaire. That's basically the most effective thing. However, you can also special summon from the grave, which is nice. Then we also have Shiranui Style Swallow Slash. This card basically says pop 3. How do you do that? Well, you target 2 of the opponent's cards on the field, you pop them, and then you banish Spirit Master from the deck and pop another one. Another face-up card, you just pop 3. You tribute a zombie monster, you pop 3. It's insane. It's so good. So yeah, play 3 of this. Moving on to the Eldlich package, we obviously have double Eldlich, double Eld land, as well as triple Sanguine, double Hawk, triple Conch, and the one golden land forever. Moving on to the other traps, we have Torrential... Oh, wait, sorry. I'm also playing the Fusion spell because it's funny, but the Fusion monster also just straight up tributes a zombie in order to steal one of your opponent's monsters. You just take control of it forever. It's yours now. So it's fun. It's also 3,800, so, you know, there's that. And it's can't be destroyed. It's just a big boy. So moving on, we have our spells and traps, just the generic ones. We have triple Torrential Tribute. This card is insanely good. I believe it's also free to obtain, at least 2 of them. But yeah, just make it if you can. It's insanely good. We also have triple Dynamicious. This card is also crazy. You target a card on the field and then discard a card, and if you do discard the card, you can banish it. So you target for cost. The targeting is the cost, and then you banish and discard like at the same time. So very nice. You don't actually have to discard if it ends up getting negated. Very nice card. And then we have Solemn Judgment. Obviously, this card's also in the same pack, or in the same bundle style as Ash Blossom, but these two you could easily cut and just play something like this. Also, if you don't have the Eldlich package, or you don't want to play the Eldlich package, you can take all of this out and just play more generic hand traps, or just traps in general. Like if you go like this and you go to traps, you can check out, you know, any of these traps that you may feel like you want to build. You know, if you have Mirror Force, you can play that. If you have Tikaboo, you could actually don't play Tikaboo. What is it? Rivalry, I think, is it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rivalry of the Warlords. You can only control one type of monster. That one's very good in this deck. So you could play something like that. You could also play, I mean, just pick a card. Drowning, honestly, wouldn't be too bad. Something like not Trap Stun. Needlebug Nest could be good if you wanted to play more of a mill style with more cards. So there you go. Anyway, let's hop into some replays and show you how this deck works. Alright, so here we are going first, and as you can see, we drew pretty well. We drew the Eldlich engine as well as some of the Shiranui stuff. But we are going to go for the Eldlich part of the deck. We're going to then send the Eldland, which is going to then send another Hawk Arrow. And then we're going to set a couple of cards and pass, setting up our 2 Scarlet Sanguines as well. And then we also have Eldlich in the grave, as well as, more importantly, we have Shiranui style Swallow, which allows us to, once again, a pop 3. So do keep that in mind. They're going to Dragon Shrine, mill a card. Background Dragon is going to then special summon out 2 monsters. We are going to then pop those 2, and they are going to say, no. Which kind of sucks. They're going to end up drawing 2 more cards. We're just going to pop the 1 card, and then we are going to banish. See, I'm silly here. Instead of trying to wait for a pop 3, I just decided to pop 2, because I'm like, I really don't want them to get into their extra deck. So I'm just gonna pop 2, and then I end up sending the Squire here, and then sending another Squire. They're going to summon out 2 cards. I'm going to Torrential Tribute there. They are going to add the Rocket Synchron, and then end the turn. We are going to go for Eldlich here, and then we are going to pass the turn. They're going to summon out a whole bunch of monsters, because rockets are dumb, and this archetype is stupid. Anyway, we go for this Samurai Saga. We are then going to send the Scarlet Sanguine to the grave, and then just summon out our Eldlich, the Golden Lord. We're then going to activate the effect of Scarlet Sanguine. We're going to set 2 more cards again, the pop 3 and the Conquistador, so we have the potential to pop 5, and of course, for some reason, this guy summons out. He puts it into attack position. I'm going to put it into defense position because I didn't want him to actually have anything on the field, and then he, of course, summons a million more cards. So, during his turn, I'm going to banish the Scarlet Sanguine in order to set the Golden Land forever. I'm then going to pop this card because I don't like it. It's a Link 2, so I'm just going to immediately pop it. He summons back the Absorouter, which really sucks, but it's all good. It's fine. And then, yeah, he summons out the 3 monsters. I'm going to tribute off. We're going to send everything. We're going to pop all of his cards on the field, but thanks to sending the Shiranui Spirit Master, we're going to pop that last card. He's going to get Absorouter Dragon. He's going to grab up his Rocket Dragon. And here, we basically have lethal right here. So we're going to go for the Shiranui Shogun Saga. However, I realized that most likely he still probably has another one of these Checksum Dragon, which basically just special summons itself on the field and prevents itself from dying. So instead here, I'm going to banish this Shiranui Solitaire to bring back the Squire, and then I'm going to attack in with the largest monster. Most people attack in with the smallest monster first, but here I really wanted to make sure that I attacked with the largest monster so that at least Squire would get an attack in. So we do get all of our attacks in, except for the Shogun Saga, which means that he does end up surviving, but it's fine. Rocket Synchron is normal summoned, and we immediately negate that. That just absolutely stops his deck in its tracks, and he surrenders there. So, we got really lucky, but yeah, that was scary. He brought a lot of cards back. It was very hard to play through. Luckily, we ended up winning that one. Alright, so in this duel, we are actually going second once again. But we are up against not Shiranui, 6 Samurai. So they end up getting their draw too. They're going to activate Xian's Dojo and Gateway of the 6 and end on these 2 monsters. It doesn't end up mattering all that much. We have the Squire Saga for we go into the Samurai Saga here. And then we just attack in and set 4. I also normal summon this because in case we end up summoning off of Scarlet Sanguine, we could negate one of their cards, but it ends up not mattering. We do Torrential Tribute here on the summon of their Fuma, but we're just going to Torrential Tribute, wipe everything. Fuma's going to activate, summon out the 6 Samurai Anishi, and then we are going to pop their Gateway of the 6 because that is a problematic card. I don't want them special summoning a whole bunch and just, doing all sorts of stuff off of this. So I'm just going to pop it and get rid of it. They end up summoning out their 6 Samurai Water Monster, which I don't know what it is, Hatsumi. Which special summons from the grave, the Fuma, and then they go into Xian here. Xian then attacks into our Conquistador, and we just banish one of our... we banish the Scarlet Sanguine in order to get the Conch, and then we banish 2 more of our monsters, the Spectral Sword and the Samurai Saga. In order to go into the Shogun Saga, we were going to put the 6 Samurai down 500 attack, as well as boost our guy up by 1500, and then at that point it is basically they have no advantage, they have nothing, and we just win. So there you go. Alright, so here we are going first once again, and we start off with less traps this time than the previous 2 times. So we're going to go into the Samurai Saga and set 2 and pass. Now, they are playing Blue Eyes, so they're going to get a whole bunch of Blue Eyes, but again, we do have the ability to pop 3 on the field with our Swallow style. So they are going to activate their Dragon Spirit of White. So immediately I'm just going to have to activate our Swallow Slash, not Swallow Style. Swallow Slash, we're going to pop the 2 cards and then banish our Squire, and then pitch a card and draw a card. We're going to pitch the Spectral Sword in order to draw into Dynamicious. They're going to go for Chaos form, allowing them to go into Chaos Max Dragon. And here I just hold the trap card and take the 4000 damage because it does extra damage to defense position monsters. So I'm just going to summon during the end phase the Eldlich. And then of course here we are going to banish the 2 monsters in order to go into the Samurai Saga. We are then going to pitch off of the Squire's effect the Spirit Master. We're then going to Spirit Master back our Tuner and then go into the Shogun Saga. We're going to get slightly over off of the Shogun Saga. We're going to attack in for quite a bit of damage, as well as setting 3 and passing. They are going to go for their Maiden here, then end the turn, and we are just going to pop that. And guess what? Conquistador doesn't target, meaning he doesn't even get the effect of Maiden, and at this point it is just over. We are actually going to go for the fusion here because it's funny. So I go for Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord, and then at this point it is lethal. So bada bing bada boom, game. Again, Blue Eyes. Alright, and we're back with the deck. How did it perform? Pretty well. Was it the greatest of decks? No, I would say it's a nice archetype. It works well, but it's definitely not top tier. I will tell you that. It's fun though. It's very fun. Being able to... So there are 2 things that I really like about this deck. One, it summons out big boss monsters from the graveyard, or by utilizing the graveyard, as well as it has a lot of options when it comes to powerful traps. Things like Torrential are board wipes. Same with Shiranui style Swallow Slash. We also have, you know, Conquistador and Sanguine, which are really good. Solemn Judgment's insane. It's just a really solid card. And then we also have these really good combo pieces as well with Squire and Solitaire and Spectral Sword. The only thing that I'm missing is the level 10, but that card is a little bit more expensive if I go to related cards. I am missing the Sun Saga, which is really solid. This card is kind of the boss monster. It is the boss monster. 3,500 attack. It has protection. You just banish a Shiranui monster from the grave to protect it from destruction, or protect any zombies from destruction. Also, when it is summoned, you can shuffle back any of your extra deck monsters, or zombie synchro monsters, back into the extra deck, and then pop cards equal to the number shuffled back. Non-targeting also. So this card's insane. It's super, super solid, and I would suggest playing it, but I don't really want to spend my UR gems on just this one card. However, you do only need the one. But, you know, it's better to get, like, a Solemn Judgment than this guy. As you can see, I didn't really need him thanks to having Eldlich, but if you wanted to play a more pure variant, Shiranui Sun Saga is definitely the way to go. We also have Shiranui Ghost Meets Girl, a Shiranui story, which is also really good. You discard a zombie monster to special summon a Shiranui from the deck, and then you can only special summon zombies for the rest of the turn. It's nice. It gets a Shiranui monster into the grave, as well as it gets another Shiranui onto the field. Most of the time, you would use that to go into something like Samurai, which has the best just protection on field, unless you were able to actually go into something like a Spectral Sword or something along those lines. Or maybe you could go into Solitaire and banish the Solitaire to go for more stuff. But normally you do that after you normal summon. So you could go for that and play less traps and more of a combo style, using more of your Shiranui cards, like, for example, the Spectral Sword Shade as well, and then going into the rank 7 here, or level 7. Anyway, that's it for the deck. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy. If you did, I like it very much, so appreciate it. And if you would want to see more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, then just be sure to subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye.